Hi everyone, myself Rose Moltobi, currently pursuing my BTech in Biomedical Engineering at Sahadev College of Engineering and Technology. So here we have our dear mentor, Miss Amanat Sabina of Group 5 to share her experience on ECG machine. So let's get started. Biomed 360, an initiative for unleashing the equipments in a way that it reaches the people by professional collaboration. We, Group 5, are intended to unleash the very important biomedical equipment ECG machine. As a part with this, now we are moving on to the first phase of our interview session with our on mentor, Ms. Aminat Sabina. Ms. Aminat Sabina is an engineering graduate who completed her bachelor's in electronics and biomedical engineering. After her studies, she has engaged in various R&D, programming, and documentation for projects related to advanced ECG devices. As a mentor, Ma'am has been supporting us with great interest. She was there as a helping hand for us throughout the process. So it's my greatest pleasure to welcome Miss Amnat Ma'am to this interview session. Welcome, Ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So now let's moving on to the interview part. So first of all, ma'am, can you just introduce about yourself a little more and about your working experiences?
Sure. So, so as Rose said, I graduated from TKM Institute of Technology in 2018. I completed my bachelor's in electronics and biomedical engineering. So after graduating, I was in a lookout for a job. So a job or studies, there was a confusion between that, and I had been looking for internships, and I was very much closely in touch with the startup environment. So I wanted to work up in a startup, and that is how I ended up working in Wafer Chips Techno Solutions. It's a medtech startup. So the startup was basically they are dealing with the development of a wearable ECG device, which is named as BioCalculus. So we know that quality healthcare is not something which is affordable for a very large mass of population in our country. So what the company is trying to do is they are trying to make this device, ECG, wearable ECG device, which is BioCalculus. They're trying to make it available or affordable for the people who falls in the bottom pyramid. So I think they are making it at a very low cost, which makes it really affordable for the majority of our people who comes in the bottom pyramid of our population. And we also know that India is a leading country in the key when it comes to the cases of cardiovascular diseases. So an importance of such a device is it's really a need of the hour when you look into the statistics. And I really enjoyed the time I was working in the startup because as you know, a startup culture is completely different. You get to work with really close with all the team members in a company, so it's really a different part of the story. And I think I almost worked for like 1.5 years, and then I moved abroad. So there I was doing a kind of internship on content development, and at the same time I was occasionally supporting the company. And now, like 2 months back, I've started kind of freelancing for their digital marketing parts, and looking into their social media blogs and all. So I'm currently continuing in that role. So it's all about my work experience. I think my relationship with IEEE starts when I was in the first year of my college. I started getting active by the second year of my college, and third year, fourth year, and unfortunately, I think I'm not very much active these days. But the time I spent in my college volunteering for IEEE, it was really a platform for me to discover a lot of things in me, and IEEE has has helped me in shaping for various opportunities. I should say so. And when this campaign came up, it was I was really thankful to GB for bringing up such a campaign and including all of us. So yeah, that's all about my journey until now.
Well, can you just brief about the intention and overall view of this campaign? And can you tell us what makes you feel more interested about this campaign?
Actually, Biomed 360, as the title suggests, it's a campaign to have a 360-degree view of each equipment. We have chosen a list of equipments, I guess 6 to 7 equipments we've chosen, which falls in the critical areas, and we have included people from academics, people from research field, people are working in service, people are working in sales, so that also physicians and doctors, so that we get an idea from each of them, their perspective, like how a doctor sees a machine, how an engineer sees it, how does an academic person views it, how is a researcher looks at the device. So we've tried to include all these people's view in this campaign. So that is what the title says, 360 degree, 360, so that we get a 360 degree of the campaign. And what makes me interested is that it is a really great thing that students in college these days are getting opportunities like this. I think this is one of a kind of campaign which is being started, and so it's that itself makes it more interesting, because our college days we either get to go for a paid training, we either get to go to a hospital and see it. We don't get much to see, we don't get much an idea of how each of these people who comes from different fields view this machine. So including all their perspectives and making a draft would really help the student to get more idea about the mission. So that in fact makes this campaign a really interesting one.
Okay, ma'am. Different experiences are always key factor for one's development. Ma'am, can you just tell us about the experience of yours throughout this campaign and how it benefited for you?
Uh, it was really a good experience, and it is my first time as a mentor. And I should say, Rose has been continuously following up in all the details, whatever tasks we assign, whatever conclusions we come at each meeting. She has been continuously following it. She has been conveying it to all her other team members. Though it's all a virtual communication we are having, we have been not in much in touch. I think all the communications takes place over virtual. I don't like I haven't even seen faces of many, but then still, like the students are really coordinated. They do it really good, and I'm so thankful to Rose for maintaining all the communications and doing it really good. So, and I never thought like I am in a position to mentor a group of students, and that has given me the benefit of going and digging in and learning more about the area in which we are looking. That is about the mission. I have been again going and looking out, and I've been reaching out to people, like asking them to help you guys to prepare notes. So they have been preparing presentations for you, doing that kind of thing. So it really is a very good experience for me as a mentor. My first experience definitely didn't go bad, so this is really good. I look forward in these roles because of a very good experience you guys have given.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thanks for hearing all of this from you. Now, so let's move on to the medical equipment part.
Okay.
So, can you just brief on the importance of ECG machine?
I think in a lifestyle we are leading today, and if you look at the statistics of, if you take it country-wise or if you take it globally, you can see that the people uh, who are uh, who are diagnosed with cardiovascular diseases, we call it CVDs, are a huge number. In fact, it is a number which is at an alarming rate. So, but not many people can go and no. One reason not many people can afford it. Another reason not many people can get it handy. Like they cannot get diagnosed within that golden period. You say that within the 6 hours of a heart disease or a heart attack, you can diagnose and find out, or you can save the person. Not many people can have it. So it has become a necessity that you need this device at your home. You need it with you so that you can check your ECG whenever you're feeling any of these symptoms, to know that your heart condition is, whether it is stable, whether you're feeling all these symptoms because of some other reason. So I should say ECG or looking at heart related diseases is really important, because today the lifestyle our generation leads, it is really evident from all the news we hear. The youngest people, like I think if it was around 50 to 60 years of people who used to get heart failures or heart attacks earlier, today in our generation, people with 30 years, 28 years, or 40 years, they die of heart attack or cardiac arrest. So it's really important for us to look into our health, to know that how our heart is, or how the cardiac rhythm is, how the condition is. So ECG is one of the, not one of the ECG is the first-hand proof of first-hand evidence or the document you can get in to understand how your cardiac condition is. So it is really important for us to have accessible ECG devices to make it simpler for normal people to understand. Earlier, you used to need a doctor or a physician or an ECG technician or somebody to look into your ECG graphs and say that since your P is high, or your QRS is distorted, you have this condition, or your heart rate is low, your heart rate is high. You need to have technicians or somebody else for that. But today, as technology is advancing, you have mobile applications, you even have ECG, like the devices which can tell your heart rate integrated into your watches. So it's easy to interpret the data. It was not this easy earlier. So given all these conditions, given the condition of our like health today, of our the metrics which shows how many people are getting affected with cardiac diseases, how many people are being able to get quality care. It is really important to have access to all these diseases. Also, us as engineers, it is important for us to understand how this thing works, what are the advancements you can bring in it. So for that, as students also, we need to learn, we need to have more idea about the ECG devices as well as all other devices. So as far as we are looking into ECG now, I should say, it is important for us to know it's working and how it is doing, what are the advancements and everything. So, yeah.
Yeah, ma'am. It's always been wonderful common people in layman approach that how a simple machine could understand the activity of our heart. Could you just explain the working of an ECG machine in simple words?
In simple words, yeah. So, I think for a layman, we can say that our heart is heart is always conducting. The heart is composed of electrical impulses are there. So there is a certain kind of a definition for our cardiac rhythm, or the pattern of our cardiac rhythm. It must be in a form of PQRST. So that shows that your heart is conducting normally. It is beating properly. The pacemaker of the heart is properly beating. It is passing the impulses. It is able to pump the blood and everything. So what ECG does is you can say that you can say very take a simple set of electrodes. If you take a simple set of electrodes and you can measure the potential difference across it. So how do you say that in simple terms? You have electrical pulses, you have something which can measure the electrical pulses. You use it and measure it, and you get a result that you get, you can say you get some data points. So that you get these things and you plot it in a form on a paper, and we see a kind of pattern drawn on it, and we have a reference pattern for the same. When you compare these two things, and if they are the same or they're nearly same, we say that okay, your heart is working fine. If they're not the same, or there is any difference in pattern between those two, to say that okay, this is not right, there is something wrong, this is the pattern is being plotted in some other way. So in simple terms, you can say that ECG, you know that ECG has, if you want, you can split it as, it has a set of electrodes, it has a set of recording, and it has a set of monitoring. So basically the electrodes, they capture the electrical impulses and they convert it. If you ask us about what we have been doing, we get a set of data points, we plot it against it, and then uh, you compare it with the standard ECG waveform which is being provided. That is how you understand that your heart is working properly or not. If I'm like simple terms, I think if I'm not messed up it all together, this is how you can say. I think. Is it okay?
Yeah, ma'am, it's fine. Okay. We have heard about various types of ECG machines. So, what are the different kinds of ECG machines now available in healthcare markets?
I think we have the conventional ECG machine we see normally when we go to the hospital and we record. We have the normal one, and the conventional also has a differentiation in regarding you take the echo. Echo is no, it's not. You have the ECG, normal ECG one. You do the stress ECG under a exercising condition on a treadmill. You do that one, and then you have ambulatory cardiac monitoring devices. That is ambulatory cardiac monitoring includes halters. You have loop recorders. Then you have the wearables which comes. So wearables is where people have like latest advancements are coming up. The conventional ECG, it would give you a 15-minute recording or a like normal recording where you will have to go to the hospital and they'll be connecting you a 12 lead electrode system, and on an ECG graph paper they'll be plotting and giving you the reports. That's a conventional one. If you want to monitor for longer periods, you will have to go with ambulatory monitoring one, that is a halters. Halters we can normally these days we can monitor up to 7 days, I think. So if it is recommended for more than 24 hours or 72 hours, people usually go with halters. So halters have inbuilt processor where these things will be recorded and they'll be sent home. So once they come back, the data would be retrieved from the machine. And when you go to the wearables can also works in the same manner, but they are smaller in size. They can be used under they can be used whenever as you go through your daily routine. You don't have to specifically take care of the device. It will be there like any other, you wear any other device like a watch or anything, any wearable like that. So those are the kinds of devices, and we have patch also, patch wearable, all those things kind of falls in the same line.
Yeah, ma'am has already told us about the importance of advancements. But I'm just asking, like, what are the importance or requirements of advancement in the area of ECG machine in today's condition of increasing heart attack?
How do you mean that? How promptly we can predict heart attacks these days?
Yes, all those kind of things are increasing, right? So, what is the importance or requirement of this?
I think the latest technology people are making use of is AI. So people are making using the help of large sets of data. They are feeding it to the machine and making the machine do the predictions based on the previously labeled data. So you normally have a huge set of data which will be labeled as based on different conditions of arrhythmias. These would be fed to the machine. It would be continuously training and would predict on its own the conditions. I think the uh, desired accuracy rates are still on question, but there are many devices which can predict AFib, which is the most vital or the condition you use to predict whether heart attacks. So many devices are being focusing on the prediction of AFib. Many are looking into the premature beats. I think AFib is what everybody is trying to look in, and there are devices which can just use your fingertips and they predict that whether the person's heart is performing normally or not. But I think that could be just used for a normal routine checkup or anything. If you need to have a proper clinical diagnosis, you'll have to do the recording for a longer period and then should ensure a cross checking from your physician. Once the machine is able to generate a physician verified the reports, we can see that it has reached the desired level of results.
Yeah. So, ma'am, as you said, you have been worked in a startup for the development of a wearable ECG machine as a biocalculus. Can you brief much more about it?
Like I said, biocalculus is a humble attempt by a group of engineers or a group of really passionate people and a startup who's trying to make the ECG device affordable to people in lower class, so that and also for making it easy for normal people to understand what the data is, how it is being interpreted. So biocalculus is basically a very small device. It uses a single lead ECG. So it is using the lead 2. If we look at the split up graphs of each lead, we can see that lead 2 is going to give you the maximum signal. So it is making use of lead 2. So it basically is having two slots for the electrodes to be attached, like the normal adhesive gel type electrodes. We just put it in the slots of the device and simply stick it on your chest, like where you get the best signal. That is somewhere in the mid clavicular axis. So you get what you have to do is simply put it in the electrodes and stick it to your chest. And we have a mobile application where you will be signing up as a user, and what you get is a view of a live recording of the ECG on your smartphone. It will show your heart rate, and you can also see other conditions of I think the battery conditions also would be noted, but that is not of much of importance. Heart rate would be notified, and then all the details of the patient which you gave during sign up would also be there. And plus, it has a event recorder where the patient can note down whenever he experience any symptoms of restlessness or dizziness or anything like that, so that it gets automatically like correlated and recorded with the time you log that one in. So whenever you take the reports out, the doctor would be able to like compare and see like what was the patient feeling at that time, or whenever when was the durations when he experienced this kind of symptoms, so the doctor could better correlate all these things. And also there is a activity analysis being provided in each beach, whether we are walking or we are running or we're doing any high intensive activity or we are taking rest. Those kind of things would be recorded, and each beat analysis would also be recorded. So all these you can see in a web dashboard. There is also apart from the mobile application, there is also a web dashboard which is designed for the user and the doctor to sign in and see, get a complete details of each and every heartbeat. Like you have the details of every beat being recorded on that one. So the doctor can actually log in and see the details of all the patients he has been consulting. The patient would be can log in and see all the days and hours of his data of the heartbeats. And once you are done with the recording, you can upload all these data from the mobile phone to the cloud, and that is where after that only you will get the reports on your web dashboard. You can get it via email. You can take the printouts if you want, and that is how the whole thing works. So you have a device, you have a mobile application, you have a web dashboard, and altogether forms a complete system. And all your data will be available on the mobile application. Sorry, on the cloud.
So yeah, that's so great. And so finally, I would like to extend one more question.
So,
That what do you think is the benefit of having such a campaign, which would help various people?
I think that, like I mentioned before, this campaign is looking at a device from the perspective of different people, from a researcher, from a clinician, whatever we said. So that would be, once we complete this campaign and draft this out and put up it as a article, it would be as we said, a 360-degree view of a mission for anybody who wants to learn about a mission. So this is going to be a really valuable piece of resource for anyone who wishes to learn about the machines. I think we extend. I hope that we extend this to more missions, and we can continue this one so that we can have this kind of idea about each and every devices we wish to see. Whenever a person wants to learn about all these machines, he will not be just learning it from an academic point of view. He would also get insights from a researcher point of view, so that he can have an idea what are the advancements which is going to come up, what are the how efficiently the technology have been made use in this device. Also, how is this going to help a doctor? How is this going to help a patient? What is the how is that patient sees a machine? All this kind of things. So now that from the resources, from wherever you search and find the description about the machine, you will not get all these ideas. So that is one of the benefits we're going to get from the campaign.
We're also thinking or wish to go ahead with more machines. So coming to the end of the session, did you want to add anything more about this campaign, or else anything about the equipment as a whole?
No, I think I'm not sure like whether I've been able to explain whatever technical things you've been asking me properly. So if at all there is something, do ignore or do clarify with me later. We can have a talk on that. So I think whatever I've put up is true to the best of my knowledge. And I really hope that everyone can really make use of this campaign, and this serves beneficial for everybody else.
Yes, I also hope that I have covered almost all the things. So here we're concluding our session. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us and cooperating us throughout.
Thank you so much. Thank you.